Welcome to Oak Tree Stories, timeless tales rooted in India. Here you'll find gentle, thoughtful tales drawn from our rich storytelling traditions, from ancient fables and folklore to heartwarming slices of modern Indian life. Each story is carefully chosen and lovingly crafted to be age appropriate and calming, with just a touch of wonder. So come, get cozy, and let the story begin. Hi, I'm Shalini, your storyteller. Before we begin today's story, it's time for this week's special artist shout-out. This week's shout-out goes to my daughter Kiara. Kiara is 7 years old and lives in Mumbai. She has sent us a drawing inspired by our story, The Parrot Who Went to Make Money. She has drawn the parrot from the story happily sitting on a tree branch full of mangoes. I love mangoes just as much as the parrot from the story. It's what I look forward to the most during summertime. Thank you, Kiara, for sending us this awesome drawing. If you'd like to see Kiara's artwork, then it's proudly displayed on our social media pages. And if you'd like to send in your artwork, or maybe just send us a message, you can do so via our website www.oaktreebooks.in/oaktreestories. We also want to tell you about something very special that we now create at Oak Tree Stories. If you've ever imagined a story where you are the main character, where your name is part of the adventure and the story feels like it belongs just to you, we can create that for you. You can ask a grown-up to visit www.oaktreebooks.in/oaktreestories and find out how to make your very own personalized story. And now for today's story. This one comes from the state of Madhya Pradesh, a folktale about a king, a drum, and a question that is not as simple as it first seems. Alright then, find a comfortable place, take a deep breath, and let's begin. Long ago, in a kingdom surrounded by forests and wide open fields, there lived a king known for his sense of justice. In his court, there was an unusual object, a drum. It was not large, not decorated, but everyone knew about it because this drum had a strange power. It made a loud sound, but only when someone lied. If a person spoke the truth, the drum remained silent. People feared it because silence could protect you, but sound could not be denied. One morning, a merchant came rushing into the court. "My lord," he said breathless, "I've been robbed." He pointed at a man standing nearby, a thin, tired-looking man in simple clothes. "It was him," the merchant said. "He came to my shop yesterday. He was the last one there." The man shook his head immediately. "I did not take anything," he said. "I came, I bought what I needed, and I left." The court stirred. Voices rose. Some nodded at the merchant. Some looked unsure. The king raised his hand. The room fell silent. "Bring the drum," he said. The drum was placed in the center of the court. The merchant stepped forward first. He placed his hand on the drum. "I am telling the truth," he said. He struck it. The drum remained silent. The court murmured. The poor man stepped forward next. He looked at the king, then at the drum. "I did not take the money," he said, and then he struck the drum. Again silence. Now the court grew restless. The merchant frowned. "But my money is gone," he said, "and he was the last one there." "And I did not take it," the man replied. The king watched both of them carefully. Then he said slowly, "You both believe what you're saying to be the truth." The court went silent. "But the money is still missing," the king continued. "So the truth is not yet complete." He turned to the merchant. "Who else was there?" The merchant hesitated. Only my helper," he said. "A boy. He helps in the shop sometimes." "Bring him," said the king. After a few moments, a young boy was brought into the court. He looked small in the large hall. His eyes moved quickly from the king to the drum to the merchant. "Come forward," said the king. The boy stepped closer. "Did you see what happened to the money?" the king asked. The boy shook his head. "No, my lord," he said. "I don't know anything." The king studied him for a moment. Then he gestured to the drum. "Strike it," he said. The boy froze. For a moment, no one moved. Then slowly he raised his hand. "I am telling the truth," he said, and struck the drum. The drum sounded. A deep, clear beat filled the court. The boy flinched. His face crumpled. "I didn't mean to steal," he burst out. "I saw the money and I thought I would put it back later. I just..." His voice broke. The merchant stared in shock. The poor man lowered his eyes. The king remained still. "The truth," he said quietly, "is not always where we first look." He turned to the merchant. "You spoke what you believed. Then to the poor man, and so did you. Then to the boy, and you tried to hide what you knew to be the truth." The boy began to cry. The king's voice softened. "You will return what you took," he said, "and you will work to repay what you cannot." The boy nodded. The king looked at the court. "Remember this," he said. "Sometimes people do not lie. They only see different parts of the truth. And sometimes," he glanced at the drum, "the truth waits until we are ready to hear all of it." The drum stood silent once more. And from that day on, when people came to the court, they listened a little bit more carefully before deciding what was true. And that was today's story about a drum that sounded only when someone lied, and a truth that was a little more complicated than it first seemed. Because sometimes no one is trying to lie, and still people don't agree. You might have seen this happen too, while playing with friends, or sharing something, or even deciding whose turn it is. One person says, "That's not what happened," and the other says, "No, it is." And both feel sure, because each one is seeing their own part of the story. Maybe that's when we pause and listen a little more, ask a little more, because sometimes the full story is still waiting, just like it was in the king's court. If you enjoyed today's story, we would love to see what it inspires you to create. You can send us your artwork inspired by any of our stories, and we'll give you a special shout out in a future episode. We'll also feature them on our social media pages. And for the grown-ups listening, if you would like to support Oak Tree Stories, you can make a small donation through our website www.oaktreebooks.in/Oak Tree Stories. Every little bit helps us keep creating and sharing more stories like this. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook on Oak Tree Stories, where we share listener artwork, behind the scene glimpses, and news story updates. This episode of Oak Tree Stories was brought to you by Shalini, Shannon, and Sushma. Until next time, keep listening, keep wondering, and keep looking at the whole story.